Hi everybody, it's Amalia, and I'm here today with the latest Oso inspired collaboration. This month we're inspired by Kate at Kate Degnan Cards. We'll have her inspiration and Instagram below. You'll see here, this is the inspiration piece that we chose to create with this month. If you've been crafting for a while like I have, you've probably got some punches in your stash. And if you're new to paper crafting and card making, then these were popular before the advent of wafer thin dies that are so popular now. They don't require a die cutting machine. In fact, you could say they are their own die cutting machine. They're easy to use, they're fun to use, but they have their drawbacks. One drawback for you might be if you have issues with manual dexterity. For example, if you don't have a lot of hand strength, it may be difficult for you to use. Another drawback is that they take up a lot of space. Over the years, punches came in different shape, sizes, and styles. But the variety and value that wafer-thin dies offers over punches have led them to eclipse punches as a choice for most crafters. For example, one die set, like a nested circle die set, can have 6 to 10 circle dies of graduated sizes for less space and sometimes less costs than what punches might cost. You can see now that I've moved on to using some leaf dies that are wafer thin dies, and I'm cutting out two different styles. One has some stitching all around the edge, and the other one is just plain. Before I forget, at the end of this video, please check the description below. You'll see a link for the playlist to everyone's videos in this collab. The playlist will play every video automatically, one after the other, and you can see all the wonderful creations from the collaboration team. As you can see, the wafer-thin dies are relatively easy to use. You do need a die cutting machine. I'm using a Sizzix Sidekick. It's compact, lightweight, and I keep it right on the side of my desk so I can just reach for it whenever I need it. These dies are about 1 millimeter thick, and to illustrate how space-saving they are, I could take 21 of these 1 millimeter thick wafer-thin dies, stack them one on top of the other, and that would equal the width of one of these punches. So all of my circles and leaves are cut out, and I decided I wanted to add some texture to the circles, and so I'm using a Darice wood grain embossing folder and my Sizzix Big Shot to texturize these circles. I'm taking direct inspiration from Kate and trying to recreate her card. While I figure out where everything goes, please take a minute to click the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're not subscribed to my channel. And leave a comment below. Do you like this design? Is this something you would try to recreate? If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you. And please subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Since my circles are embossed and have a lot of texture, I decided to use double-sided tape on the back of my circles. For my tan circles, one side has a light canvas texture to it, and the other side is nice and smooth, so I'm going to go ahead and use my favorite tape runner from taperunner.com. You can use code AMALIA10 at taperunner.com for 10% off your total purchase. Does anyone else use their hand as a temporary sticking place for stuff when they're crafting? Leave a comment below and let me know. One by one, I add my circles to my card base, and I'm making sure that the wood grain is all going in the same direction, because that would look funny if it's not going in the same direction, don't you think? I decided I wanted the texture of the wood grain to come out a little bit more, so I grabbed some Vintage Photo Distress ink and a sponge dauber, and I lightly went over each circle with some of that Vintage Photo. That little bit of ink really brings out the texture of the wood grain embossing folder on each of those circles, and I like the texture as a whole on the card, so I'm glad that I did this particular step. I cut out two different sets of leaves, and I'm just testing to see which one I like better. I think this first one right here looks a lot more like Kate's version, and I like it, but for some reason I decided to go with the stitched leaves instead. I decided to give my leaves a little bit of dimension by adding some small foam squares from scrapbook.com. These are really thin foam squares. They're maybe 1 or 2 millimeters thick. And it's a little fiddly because they're really small and then you've got to peel the paper off. But I really like the look of it, and so I use it a lot and I do it often. Now I know there's at least one of you out there that has this question just gnawing at you and you're dying to ask me. Amalia, if wafer thin dies are clearly the better technology, why are you still using punches? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Before I give you my response, if you still have punches in your stash, leave a comment below and let me know when you use your punches. Well, I decided to use my punches today instead of my wafer thin dies because it was much easier just to grab 3 punches instead of picking the different size dies, getting my big shot, and then setting up the platform with the different size dies and all the different papers. I would have had to cut each paper to about the right size to fit on the platform. I wasn't going to cut, each die individually. So it was just easier to grab the punch, stick a piece of paper in it, squeeze the punch a couple of times in the paper, get a bunch of little circles out, and be done with it. If you have punches, does that make sense to you? Let me know. I have one final detail to add to my card, so I'm going to use this die set from scrapbook.com. It's called Thanks 3, and I love this die set because I love the style of the font. Here's my final card. I used a mirrored gold cardstock for the hello, and the shadow die for the hello is more of a metallic gold. And I'm happy with this way this came out. This is not something I would necessarily have created on my own, so I thank Kate for her inspiration. Thanks, everybody. Bye!